Let me ask you, Senator, we've seen crime inching downward in Indiana and in Indianapolis. That doesn't seem in any way to diminish legislative appetite for crime, anti-crime, public safety legislation. Why is there not a correlation there?
Look, I think hopefully there's universal agreement here among all of us that public safety is critical. I think that's the first and ultimate goal of government is to make sure their citizens are safe. There's going to be a constitutional amendment this year on the ballot that citizens will get to weigh in on.
You were co-author of that.
Yeah.
It'll go to voters in November.
And look, I hope at the end of the day that we can look at those repeat violent offenders and ensure we're doing everything we can do to make sure that they're in jail where they belong.
And just for those who haven't been following it, under the Constitution as it stands now, unless you're accused of murder or treason, you have to be let out on bail.
That's right.
This would, of course, if voters agree, say, okay, if there's no way to keep you from harming the public, if you're a risk, then
that's right.
All bets are off.
And then there's a trailer bill to that, Senate Bill 2, which gives the judges some direction in terms of what we're looking at.
What constitutes that kind of risk.
We're enormously proud and happy of all the work that's gone into Senate Joint Resolution 1. I hope that the voters are for it. It allows us to have a more surgical look at who should be behind bars and who shouldn't, as opposed to this kind of blunt force, approach for everyone.
Mitch Gore, again, firsthand, you're a police officer. Why the uptick in this kind of legislation?
Some things are absolutely necessary. I think government should always be trying to find ways to make things more effective and more efficient. I would have liked to see a little bit more attention paid to some ways to get people out of jail, the folks who don't need to be there. For example, I filed a bill to decriminalize small amounts of marijuana. I just learned over the summer study committee that we talked about that simple possession of marijuana, again, is the #1 misdemeanor being filed in Indiana, and that was concerning to me because I know that we do have repeat violent offenders and violent criminals that need to be in our jails.
The problem is that crime is such a multifactorial issue. It's poverty, it's education. I don't want to overstate this episode of Indiana Lawmakers, but in a way, everything the General Assembly does is criminal law related. Whether we're improving education, whether we're making sure people have appropriate health care, child care, those are all the factors that lead to somebody eventually becoming in the criminal justice system.